He calls himself a prophet. He promises wealth. He says anyone who follows him will see their lives transformed, their bank accounts filled, and their destiny elevated. To someone struggling, it sounds like a miracle. To someone searching for meaning, it feels like hope. But what if I told you that everything Prophet Todd Hall preaches about prosperity is built on a house of cards? Behind the flashy events, the viral videos, and the polished social media clips, there's a story he doesn't want you to see. A story that reveals why his prophecies might cost followers more than they ever imagined. Today, we're uncovering what really happens when the curtain is pulled back and the truth is revealed. By the end of this video, you'll understand why Todd Hall's words might be more dangerous than they appear. Todd Hall has risen rapidly in recent years, capturing attention with bold claims that anyone who follows his teachings will be rich, favored, and successful. On the surface, it's inspiring. Who wouldn't want a life filled with abundance and divine blessings? Hall's message seems simple, even comforting: obey the instructions, invest in your faith, and the universe, or God, will reward you. But as many who have followed him quietly discovered, the reality is far more complicated and far more troubling. Beneath the veneer of success lies a system designed to captivate, motivate, and extract financial and emotional commitment from his followers, often with little to no guaranteed return. When you first encounter Todd Hall online, it feels electrifying. His energy is undeniable, and his confidence is infectious. He speaks directly to the camera, to the crowd, to each viewer, promising that divine favor and material blessings are within reach. For anyone struggling financially, spiritually, or emotionally, it sounds like a lifeline. The promise of instant breakthrough, of life-changing miracles, and of blessings pouring into your life is compelling. Hall knows exactly how to package this message. Flashy events, viral clips, and personal testimonies create the illusion that the success he promises is not only possible but inevitable. But here's the thing that many followers don't realize immediately: the promise of prosperity isn't unconditional. Hall's teachings are built on an if-then structure. If you follow him, then you will succeed. If you donate, then you will receive. If you invest in his programs, then your life will change. Psychologically, this is powerful. It offers hope while simultaneously creating a sense of urgency and obligation. The problem is, for many people, the results never come. Former attendees and insiders have shared stories of financial strain, confusion, and disillusionment after investing heavily in Hall's teachings. While a few may see success, for most, the promised breakthroughs are inconsistent at best. This isn't just about money, it's about trust, faith, and emotional manipulation. Grand promises, intense motivation to follow instructions, and a tightly knit community reinforce the idea that failure is personal. If someone doesn't achieve results, it isn't because the system is flawed, it's because they haven't fully applied the message. And that's where the danger lies. Hope turns into pressure. Faith becomes transactional. And the line between spiritual guidance and personal profit becomes blurred, leaving many followers trapped in a cycle of obedience, giving, and expectation without any guarantee of reward. To understand the full picture of Todd Hall, you have to look beyond the sermons, beyond the viral clips, beyond the promise of instant wealth. There's a carefully constructed system behind his rise. His charisma is undeniable. On stage, in video recordings, or during live streams, Hall exudes confidence and certainty. Every word is designed to inspire, motivate, and compel. He doesn't just promise money, he promises transformation, divine favor, and the validation that comes with being chosen or anointed. The emotional weight of that promise is immense. People are not just investing money, they're investing hope, faith, and belief in a future shaped by his guidance. Then there's the marketing. Hall's online presence is meticulously curated. Social media highlights focus on dramatic moments, people suddenly finding wealth, crowds reacting with awe, and testimonies of miraculous breakthroughs. These clips are shared and reshared, creating the perception of unstoppable momentum. Even casual viewers scrolling through Instagram or TikTok are drawn in, impressed by the spectacle and convinced that divine endorsement is real. But the reality behind the scenes tells a different story. Former insiders reveal that many of these moments are exaggerated, carefully framed, or selectively presented. Those who struggle quietly fade from view, while the narrative of success is amplified to reinforce Hall's authority. The financial structure is another key aspect. Donations, purchases of teaching materials, and event attendance are all framed as acts of faith. The more a follower invests, the more they are told they are sowing seeds for divine return. Yet, the returns promised rarely match the commitment asked for. Profits flow upward to the leader, while promised blessings for followers are inconsistent. This creates a dynamic that critics call the prosperity trap, a system where hope keeps people engaged, giving money, time, and emotional energy even when tangible results are lacking. Psychological tactics deepen the impact. When followers don't experience promised wealth, the fault is rarely placed on the teachings themselves. Instead, failure is reframed as a spiritual deficiency or a lack of faith. Questions or criticism are subtly discouraged, framed as evidence of weak belief. This ensures the cycle continues. Devotion is maintained, accountability is minimized, and followers continue to invest in the system, believing that breakthrough is just around the corner. The ripple effects go beyond finances. Emotional tolls include disappointment, guilt, stress, and strained relationships. Some followers experience feelings of shame or inadequacy, believing they are the problem rather than the system they've trusted. Spiritual life can also be affected. Faith that was once vibrant can become transactional, tied to material success rather than spiritual growth. Genuine worship can be replaced by a mindset of faith for reward, leaving followers spiritually drained even as they continue to pour resources into Hall's teachings. Even public success stories can be misleading. The few individuals who experience breakthroughs are heavily amplified in marketing materials and social media clips. While these stories are celebrated, insiders suggest they are exceptions rather than the rule. This selective amplification makes it appear as if Hall's teachings work universally, when in reality they may be rare. The result is a ministry that promises prosperity to everyone but consistently delivers it to very few. Reports and insider accounts also indicate that the psychological pressure to continue giving or following instructions remains, even after initial commitments. Followers are encouraged to donate more, pray harder, or demonstrate more faith, reinforcing engagement even when tangible results remain absent. This cyclical system keeps people invested emotionally, spiritually, and financially. Over time, the gap between expectation and reality grows, leaving followers questioning both their faith and the credibility of the prophet they once trusted. Critics and watchdog groups have started to highlight patterns in Hall's teachings, revealing exaggerations, discrepancies, and a lack of transparency. Social media posts calling out inconsistencies have gone viral, sparking heated debate. Former defenders now confront uncomfortable truths, and conversations about accountability, ethics, and integrity are increasingly prominent. Yet, despite growing skepticism, Hall's influence continues to rise. Why? Because the dream he sells is irresistible, the allure of instant wealth, divine favor, and life transformation remains powerful, especially for those struggling financially or spiritually. What makes this situation particularly insidious is how success is framed. Hall rarely admits failure. When promised breakthroughs don't materialize, setbacks are presented as spiritual lessons or tests of faith. The responsibility shifts entirely onto the follower. The psychological effect is subtle but profound. Continued devotion is seen as the path to eventual success, ensuring that followers remain committed even when the system fails to deliver. The consequences extend beyond the personal. Families can be affected as financial strain and emotional investment create tension. Relationships with friends or loved ones may be tested when others question the wisdom of giving money or time to Hall's ministry. Emotional and spiritual burnout can follow, leaving followers disillusioned and questioning both their faith and the leadership they once trusted. Even as controversy grows, Hall's online presence and curated success stories continue to attract new followers. The promise of miraculous prosperity remains compelling, drawing in people desperate for change or validation. This is the paradox of modern prosperity preaching. The more visible success appears, the more new followers are drawn in, even as many previous participants quietly struggle. It's a cycle designed to sustain engagement, belief, and financial contribution. Ultimately, examining Todd Hall's ministry reveals a carefully constructed system that combines charisma, selective marketing, financial structure, and psychological reinforcement. Each element is designed to maintain influence, attract followers, and maximize profit, while providing only inconsistent returns. The result is a ministry where the promise of prosperity acts as a magnet, and hope keeps people engaged even when reality falls short. The stories of disillusioned followers, financial strain, and spiritual pressure offer a cautionary tale. While Hall's messages appear compelling on the surface, a deeper look exposes the risks and consequences of unquestioned faith in prosperity teachings. The cycle of hope, investment, and disappointment can leave lasting emotional and spiritual scars, and the selective amplification of success stories only perpetuates the illusion. In the end, the story of Todd Hall is not just about one man or his ministry. It's a story about the allure of instant wealth, the vulnerability of those seeking hope, and the ways in which charisma and persuasion can create influence, authority, and control. It's a reminder to look beyond viral videos, flashy events, and compelling promises. Faith, hope, and belief are deeply personal, but they should not be exploited. Understanding the patterns, the psychological dynamics, and the real consequences can help viewers see through the facade and make informed choices about where they invest their trust, energy, and money. If you take away one lesson from this, it's this: not every promise of instant success or divine favor is what it seems. Charismatic figures may sell hope, but that hope comes with a cost, sometimes emotional, sometimes financial, and sometimes spiritual. Todd Hall's ministry is a cautionary example of how influence and persuasion can mask reality, and why critical thinking and skepticism are essential when navigating messages of prosperity, faith, and personal transformation. The story doesn't end here. As more former followers speak out, more questions arise, and more debates unfold online. The allure of prosperity preaching continues to attract new audiences, but the lessons from those who have experienced the system firsthand remain vital. What seems miraculous from a distance may conceal a carefully engineered cycle of hope, expectation, and control. Recognizing this reality is crucial for anyone considering following such teachings. Because at the end of the day, the truth matters, and sometimes, the cost of ignoring it is higher than anyone imagined.